What happens when a being who is literally banned from death slams into a force of nature that doesn't have an upper limit? Today, we're going to find out. From the cosmic gutters of the DC universe, we've got the main man, an intergalactic bounty hunter so absurdly powerful he was kicked out of both heaven and hell. Lobo, on paper, he's unkillable, and he's got the paperwork from the afterlife to prove it. But from the Marvel universe, we have a force that doesn't care about rules, logic, or cosmic decrees. It only cares about rage. It's a force known as the Hulk, but not just any Hulk. Everyone knows Lobo is functionally immortal. You can't kill him. So this matchup should be over before it starts, right? But what if I told you there's a version of the Hulk so powerful, he operates on a totally different level? A Hulk that could not just beat Lobo, but overwhelm him so completely that his ability to not die becomes irrelevant? Get ready, because today we're diving into the one specific scenario where the Hulk's rage breaks the unkillable. This isn't about a simple brawl. This is the story of how an unstoppable force meets an object that can be moved, if you hit it hard enough to shatter reality itself. All right, to figure out how this is even possible, we first need to break down the problem. And the problem is Lobo. First up, strength. The main man's strength can be all over the place, but at his peak, he's on a totally different level. He doesn't just lift cars, he's gone blow for blow with Superman. This isn't a street-level bruiser. This is a guy who plays in the planetary scale sandbox. In a straight-up powerlifting contest, he's in the absolute highest tier. But his strength isn't the real issue. The most important part of the fight is durability and regeneration. Lobo's Zarnian physiology is a different beast entirely. He's not just tough, he's almost completely immune to harm. He can survive the vacuum of space and shrug off planet-shattering explosions. But here's the crucial difference. Even when you hurt him, his healing factor is one of the most ridiculously overpowered abilities in comics. He can grow his entire body back from a single drop of blood. In some cases, those drops just create an army of new Lobos. Smashing him up doesn't end the fight. It makes it worse. And to top it all off, there's his cosmic invincibility. After causing too much chaos in both heaven and hell, he was officially banned from the afterlife. He literally cannot die, so you have a being with Superman-level strength, a healing factor that makes Wolverine look fragile, and a cosmic get-out-of-death-free card. How do you possibly fight that? You don't fight it. You overwhelm it. Which brings us to the other side of this equation. The Hulk. Now, when most people think of the Hulk, they picture the classic Savage Hulk. And while he's a powerhouse, he is not the Hulk we are talking about today. There's been a lot of Hulks over the years. Grey Hulk, Professor Hulk, the Immortal Hulk, but there is one version that stands above them all, born from a rage so absolute, it changed everything. We're talking about the Worldbreaker Hulk. This version came out of the World War Hulk storyline. After the Illuminati exiled him, Hulk found a new home, a family, and a kingdom on the planet Sakaar. But when the ship that brought him there explodes and kills his wife and unborn child, his grief and rage transcended anything we had ever seen. This isn't just a stronger Hulk, it's a fundamentally different level of power. The Worldbreaker Hulk doesn't just have super strength. His body is pouring out pure, raw gamma energy. His rage becomes a destructive force all on its own. Just by walking around on Earth, he was causing earthquakes across the entire continent, and he was actively holding back. A single clash with his son threatened to shatter the planet they stood on. This is the Hulk who ran through Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, and the Sentry, a hero who wields the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. As writer Greg Pak said, he was stronger than any mortal and most immortals. This is the key. Lobo's immortality makes him a problem for mortals, but Worldbreaker Hulk operates beyond that. So, the bell rings. How does this actually go down? It's not about finding a loophole to kill Lobo. It's about hitting a level of raw power that makes his regeneration completely and utterly useless. Here's the crucial difference. Lobo's healing factor is still a biological process. It needs his cells to survive and replicate. He can come back from a drop of blood because that blood contains his DNA. But what happens when that drop of blood is instantly vaporized? What happens when the force hitting you is so overwhelming that the very atoms of your body are blasted apart before they can even think about reforming? This is the secret weapon of the Worldbreaker. His power isn't just physical. He's an extinction-level event in humanoid form. The gamma radiation pouring off him can incinerate top-tier heroes as a side effect. The fight would be an escalation. Lobo, brimming with confidence, would land the first few blows. He'd make Hulk bleed, and he'd laugh. He might even see a few Lobo clones start to bubble up from the mess, but he'd be making a fatal mistake. He would be feeding the one thing that can erase him: Hulk's rage. Every punch Lobo lands just pushes Hulk further up the ladder. The city block leveler becomes a mountain smasher. The mountain smasher becomes a continent shaker. And then he crosses the threshold. He becomes the World Breaker. The endgame is grim, but not for the Hulk. Picture them on some barren asteroid. Lobo has just torn a chunk out of Hulk's side, but the wound is steaming with blinding green energy. The ground beneath them isn't just shaking anymore. It's cracking and splitting apart. This is the moment the fight changes. It's no longer a brawl. The Worldbreaker Hulk is now a walking star, pumping out waves of pure destructive force. Those Lobo clones that were starting to form, they're atomized by the sheer radiation. Lobo goes to land another punch, but the air itself is burning. The force of Hulk simply existing is shattering other asteroids in the distance. Now Hulk strikes, and it's a punch that doesn't just connect. It's a punch that carries such cataclysmic force that it bends space around the point of impact. Lobo is sent flying, his body not just breaking, but disintegrating from the wave of energy that follows. His body would try to regenerate. A cell here, a drop of blood there, would try to start the process. But it's useless. They would be caught in a continuous, expanding storm of gamma radiation. It's like trying to rebuild a sandcastle in the middle of a tsunami. You can't regenerate when the very building blocks of your body are being perpetually unmade at an atomic level. So can the Hulk actually beat the unkillable Lobo? Based on their comic book history, the winner is decisively Worldbreaker Hulk. Now, this is no insult to Lobo. The main man is an entirely different class of threat. The fight is decided by one key factor. Worldbreaker Hulk isn't trying to win a fight. He is a cataclysm. His power output becomes so absolute that it bypasses Lobo's primary defenses. He wouldn't be killing Lobo in the conventional sense. He'd be erasing him with a continuous onslaught of pure, unrestrained power that operates on a level far beyond biological regeneration. Lobo has no win condition against a force of nature that can unmake matter itself. But that's just our take. What do you think? Do you agree that Worldbreaker Hulk has what it takes? Or is Lobo's immortality truly absolute? Is there another character you think could pull this off? Drop your battle plan down in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you had fun with this breakdown, do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next legendary comic book showdown. Thanks for watching.